You're just asking very big questions without understanding the significance of the question. See, when you ask, does soul exist, you're not talking about an academic subject. You're asking, what is the nature of who I am? Or you're saying, I don't know a damn thing about myself, please tell me. Yes, isn't it? You're asking this very easily because you have not been touched by the pain of ignorance, the pain of not knowing who you are. It has not torn you apart. If it really touches you that you're just living here, doing all kinds of nonsense without knowing the ABC of who you are, it should be very painful, isn't it? That pain has not yet touched you. Your mouthing questions is not sunk deep enough. So every day, you must remind yourself, at least spend 10 minutes in the morning, just see what an utter idiot you are. You don't know anything about yourself, but you're busy with all kinds of nonsense in your life. Every day, just 10 minutes, remind yourself as intensely as possible your ignorance of yourself. Then slowly the pain will sink. When it becomes so painful that you can't bear it, knowing will not be far away, it's one moment. Only thing is, the majority is with you. That's the only comfort which is not allowed you to know the pain of ignorance. You have a huge majority of people around you who are all saying, yes, this is the way to be. Yes, that is the only thing which has given you some comfort. Suppose you are the only man on the planet who does not know who you are, everybody else knows. You know how it would be for you? Yes? You don't know who you are, you're busy in the world. Does it make any sense? Or does it sound like madness? Insanity, isn't it? But the comfort is, you're in a huge asylum where everybody's like you. So, with that comfort, you're passing off without knowing the pain of not knowing. If you know the pain of not knowing who you are, then if you just see that I don't know anything about myself, tears will come. If it starts tearing you apart, knowing is not far away. It's very simple. It's very, very simple because after all, you want to know what is within you, isn't it? Can what is within you be denied to you by anybody or anything? Do you need a passport to go within? Do you need a visa? To turn inward and know what's within, do you need somebody's permission? Or can somebody stop you? Can any authority in the world stop you? So who is stopping you? Who could be stopping you? Only yourself. Nobody else but yourself. Nobody else is capable of stopping you, isn't it? So why are you stopping yourself? If your experience of life transcends the limitations of sense perception, suddenly everything is different. When we initiated you into Shambhavi, if you gave yourself to the process, it could easily take you beyond sense perception. Many of you going into moments where you're no more within your sense perception, something else is beginning to happen. Anything new happens, your mind is such, it knows only fear. Even if you walk into heaven, you will know only fear because it's something that you do not know. You have conditioned yourself like this. But if you allow it to happen, you will see, you will start experiencing a dimension which is beyond sense perception. Only when your experience of life moves beyond sense perception, then your experience of life is absolute, not in comparison with something else. Then your experience of life has transcended the limitations of the physical. Then you have created an atmosphere to know who the hell you are. You better know who the hell you are, otherwise anything that you do is of no consequence.
Who is in there when you close your eyes and become silent? Who watches the thoughts floating by like clouds in the sky? Who hears the music when there is no one around? Have you ever asked yourself, truly, deeply, who am I? You are not your name because it was given to you. You are not your profession because it is something you do. You are not the roles you play. A mother, a father, a friend, a lover. These are just aspects of your being. So who you really are, stripped of all these labels and identifications. Let's dive into this mystery. Imagine you are walking through a market which smells of spices in the air, the hustle and bustle of sellers and buyers, colors all around, and within you a space that observes, that is untouched by all that happens. That space, my dear seekers, that silence is the beginning of understanding who you are. You are not the thoughts that you think. Thoughts come and go. They are visitors in the home of your mind. Sometimes they are pleasant, sometimes they are not. But they are transient. Who you are is the home, the space, the silence that allows these thoughts to enter and leave. You are not your emotions either. Emotions are like the weather, changing and unpredictable. One moment, the sky of your being is clear and sunny. Another moment, it's cloudy with anger or stormy with sadness. But who watches this weather change? Who remains constant like the vast sky itself, untroubled by the storms that rage below? Look at a tree. It is not concerned with being anything other than what it is. It does not strive to be the tallest or the greenest. It simply is. In the same way, you simply are. This isness is the essence of who you are. But society, culture, they teach you to identify with what you have, what you do, and what others think of you. This is like putting layers of paint on a clear glass window. The light of your true nature cannot then shine through. To know who you are, you must scrape off these layers. Meditation is the art of scraping off the paint. It is sitting with the question, who am I? Without seeking an answer with the mind, because the mind cannot comprehend it. It is beyond the mind. It is the leap into the unknown, the space between the thoughts, the gap between the breaths. Consider a lotus seed that lies at the bottom of a muddy pond. It does not look upward and plan its journey towards the light. It simply begins to move naturally. In meditation, you are like that seed. You do not need to know the entire path. You just need to grow in awareness and the path will unfold itself. The silence of meditation is not an empty silence. In this silence, there is the music of existence, a melody that is too subtle for the ears but not for the heart. In the stillness of your being, you will hear the whispers of truth that have been drowned out by the cacophony of your constant inner chatter. And when you sit in meditation, do not sit with the intention to find an answer. Sit to simply be. When the intention is pure, the ego begins to dissolve, and what remains is the awareness that you are. This awareness is like a flame that remains steady in a windless place. It is unaffected by the mind's winds of desire, aversion, and ignorance. Now, when you ask, who am I? You are life, you are existence, you are the awareness that perceives all things, but is itself imperceptible. You are the witness to this cosmic dance of creation, maintenance, and destruction, but you are not the dance. And just like the lotus flower which grows in the muddy waters, untouched by the mud, you too live in this world, part of it, yet always separate. You engage in your duties in the act of living, but you remain the silent witness to all that you do. So when you wake up each day, remember to ask yourself, who am I? Let this question be the compass that guides you through the market of life, through the seasons of emotions, and through the thoughts that visit you. And in that constant inquiry, you may just find that you are that which you have been seeking all along. You are that Tattvamasi. You are existence itself. You are pure consciousness. You are pure bliss. And remember, dear seekers, don't take my words for it. The taste of the pudding is in the eating. Go, meditate, find out for yourself. This is the only truth that matters, the only adventure worth undertaking. Know yourself and you shall know the universe and God.